Hey, it's me, Tim, from New Perspectives Music, but I'm actually putting on my SqWAYre Tools hat today, which I don't have a SqWAYre Tools hat, to talk about a couple new tools that are available over at SqWAYretools.com that I'm pretty excited about and I've been working on behind the scenes for, well, one of them for years. So I want to start with the simple one. So when I'm putting together guitars, there's all those little knobs and things you got to put on. And there's actually companies out there that make these little wrenches. They look kind of like this. That are for like just tightening up some of those little bolts on guitars and stuff. I think they're designed to like keep in your guitar case or whatever. And I wanted to have like my own version of that. And so I did some experimenting, a lot of experimenting for many months, really kind of obsessively designing a tool like this. And it looks nothing like this now that it's done. It actually looks like this. And well, let me tell you about it and what it does. So, when I'm working on a guitar, I might encounter a bunch of different types of electronic components and jacks, and they're not all the same size. Like you can see, if I use this 10mm wrench on this brand pot, it fits, but on this one, it's actually like an 11mm or something. So I end up needing a bazillion different wrenches to do all this stuff. A lot of times I would always kind of like to use open sockets, and I could just twist them on and off, but then, sure enough, the next guitar you work on, that socket's the wrong size, you gotta go find another one. And so I wanted to see if I could find a way to simplify that. And that's what, these types of tools traditionally do, is they give us, like a multi-wrench. And so this is what most of them look like, and I just found that they were more likely to scratch things. I was messing around with bending them different ways. I was messing around with like putting little screwdriver tips on them, and none of it was really working for me. And then I came up with this sort of two-headed snake idea, and this seems to be the best solution for keeping in your guitar case for like if you have something loose on your guitar, as well as for people like me working on guitars. I can just go right in and with one wrench, even stuff that doesn't have a nut on it, I can tighten with this. Even these really tiny ones. And I can also just flip this wrench over and loosen them all just as easily without reaching for a bunch of different tools that are not always the same tool from job to job. Works with quarter-inch jacks too, of course. I can tighten and loosen with these, just like that, as well as other parts of your guitar like your tuning pegs and stuff like that. I really got a little bit obsessive about designing this to be just what I wanted it to be. Starting with the model of these sort of rectangular little things that they sell at like the guitar tool stores and parts stores. I think they're designed to be like kept in your guitar case, and I wasn't digging them. I messed around with a lot of different profiles, and I figured, what, if you got room for this in your guitar case, you got room for this in your guitar case. So why not just make something that is actually a little bit easier to use and hold and less likely to scratch your guitar? And that's kind of where this two-headed snake design came from. Then I also got real into the weeds on designing the teeth. I labeled the front in which ways, like lefty loosey, righty tighty. You can use it the other way, but you'd have to use it in reverse. And so like I just found if I put a little bit of kind of idiot proofing in the labeling and design of these teeth, they seem to work well. And then I also went into the rabbit hole on materials. I was messing around with all sorts of different metals and stainless steels. I even had some titanium ones that I made, which got very expensive. And so for now, I settled on using just a stainless steel that I think is going to be strong enough. I mean, you're not going to be working on your car with this thing. This is for like turning little parts on your guitar. So this should be strong enough and durable enough to handle that and give you enough torque and tension to tighten up loose nuts and bolts on your guitar, not your Civic. I'm an American manufacturer, and for well over a decade I've been on the front line of promoting the maker movement here in the United States, encouraging people to support local and make things themselves. I'm really proud of that. This goes way back before our current political climate. But what is going on in the world right now is affecting me and everybody else, because it is inevitable that we have to buy stuff from overseas, and I'm doing the best I can, just like we all are, trying to not drown in it. But this particular tool, as far as I can tell, is 100% American made, because I'm having them cut at sendcutsend.com, and then I'm finishing them here, and I do not know where the metal came from. But like most of my stuff, it is mostly American made, and fortunately this isn't being affected by the pricing yet, so the price is actually pretty reasonable over there, and I hope it stays there. I've only made a small batch to start, and if they sell out, I will take back orders, and as far as I can tell, the back orders if you do back order it, it will be at the same price, even if I get screwed by some kind of tariff. But then I'll of course have to change the price if that happens. So go grab one of the original batch, and hopefully I'll be able to continue pricing them like this. Some of my other prices have been affected. But let me show you this other tool now that I've been working on for even longer than this, and I'm even more excited about. So this tool isn't quite ready yet, but it's almost there. And what I'm going to do is put a listing up at sqWAYretools.com for a pre-order for some people who will beta test it with me, basically. So this original listing is going to have it for a dramatically lower price than the final product will go for. And I'm going to make and fulfill these orders at that price, and hopefully get some feedback out there from some other luthiers. And this tool is probably specifically for people who work on guitars, but it is based off of my SqWAYre. So this tool I came up with several years ago, and at the same time I was making this, I was working on a version for finding the string spacing at the nut and the bridge of a guitar. So it's basically the same tool, but SqWAYre. And this is one of those early prototypes from years ago, and you'll see why I got frustrated with it and stopped here. Focus. You can see that it's nowhere near straight. Look at all the play and stuff in there. It's like just not accurate at all. But the some of you may remember how just a couple months ago I released this mini center finder, and this was a step towards finally realizing my dream of making a nut finder, string spacing finder for guitars. Let me show you the pros and cons of it. It's, like I said, almost there. Well, here, come here. So you'll see it looks pretty good here, fully closed, but notice how this gap is a little off. What I found is when I open it and close it, see how it doesn't quite, it's just like, there's just a little bit of play I'm still working on getting out. But I can actually, it's just like, see, I can kind of squeeze it closed. And I think I just have to do a little bit of finagling up in this area. Here, let me grab this one. I was also messing around with some different materials. This one seems to be a little better, but you see how that edge just gets a little bit off, and just give it a little squeeze there. And now we look a little bit better. But if we put it up against the ruler, you see I have the centered right around the 3-inch mark, and then I come out just 1/8 of an inch onto either side. So it is actually lined up pretty good. Pretty close, but not like visually, just not perfect. And so, you know, the type of work that we're talking about doing with this, we want this to be as good as possible. So you see it open and close it a gazillion times. It looks like that one on this side is just a little bit off, and then I can just kind of give it a little squeeze, and I think I can get that out of it. But that's something that some of these prototypes might have that go out. So however, you'll see if we open it up, well, here, I'll open it wide all the way. And if I measure the two, this is all the way open, and we're right about 1.112 inches, and you can see that's pretty consistent. Like it's dead accurate. And then when we drop down to like a spacing that we might use on a guitar, so like say your nut is, you know, say 1.63, your string spacing will be actually a little bit smaller than that if that was your nut, but we'll pretend that that's where we're going to go, and now we can go in and measure, you know, we got 0.3, that's about a spacing between strings, a little wide. You can see that's all measuring up pretty well. Right there, we can go a little smaller. I'm actually going to reset it. Maybe we'll pull out. So 0.22 You see right to these little fine points. That's pretty accurate. So the accuracy seems to be there, probably close enough for what we want to do with it, but just visually, man, that bums me out. Okay, so suppose I want to make a new nut for this guitar. You can see there's a nut already existing that's already carved, and I can go and I'll just check it while I'm at it. And I can see that everything's lining up pretty much right with my lines. It looks like it might be slightly compensated. We'll talk about that. But so now I'm going to just check and see how far the strings go from the edge on this. It looks like they're about 3/32 of an inch in from the edge. So now we'll pretend this is a new nut. And I'm just going to go and put 3/32 from the edge, which is a pretty sort of generic sort of distance. So now those two lines represent my outer strings, and I don't even have to do this. I could, in the guitar, I could have this on a vise or on a bench or something. So there's my two outer strings, and I can just grab this tool and line up my arrows, my pointers, with these lines. And just go in and make my little marks. 1, 2, 3. Now suppose I want to compensate for string thickness a little bit. I can do that visually off of this. You know, I could maybe just sort of mark a little bit to one side and sort of space it like that. But what I would personally do is I just get my 6 marks, and then I will drop the strings on top of those lines and just do like a final eyeball before I cut my lines, because usually with these thicker strings you might want to just space those out a little more and squeeze these in a little bit tighter. So, you know, if you're used to doing it, you're going to be able to just figure that out anyways. This is just going to save you a little bit of effort getting there. And of course, on a 4-string bass, just use 4 of them. That's all. This is a fun step in the prototyping of this tool. This is a 5-string bass, and so it's actually pretty symmetrical, so I can use my mini center finder here and my most accurate little pencil, and I can find the center of the nut. And now, since it's 5 strings, I can actually go in and just use 5 of these points. And find where my 5 strings are going to go. Now, this is kind of just rough right now, and also with these strings, since they're so thick, I want to compensate them a little bit. Look, my nut's loose in here right now, but it doesn't even matter. So if I put that there, I might go on the inside of the lower ones, and then maybe right on the points of the thinner ones. And then that'll give me a pretty good place to start. Now when I just go and put the string in, throw it down, I can see that line is pretty accurate to where it wants to be. So now you can see with the strings on, I ended up moving the center one over just a scotch off the center, and I can kind of, you know, I line them up on the lines that I made, and then I eyeball them a little bit. And see, these are all looking like they're right on the line. And that one there looks right on the line that I made too. So that worked out perfectly. It's good for my house. So to recap, these wrenches are ready to go, available for sale at SqWAYretools.com. A small batch of them. If they run out, you can back order and I will fulfill them. You know, it might take a couple weeks, and I will do that at the price that you bought it for. And the string locator tool that I'm working on, if you want to be part of the beta test, you can also go to SqWAYretools.com and you can buy pre-order a beta test version, and I will make it for you and ship it to you. It will be significantly less than what this thing will cost when it goes to market, and there is a limited number of spots available for that. So go ahead and check that out now, and thanks for helping me out and watching this stuff. I appreciate it. All right, be good.